happening.
Oh, that's not good.
So we ended last time with you guys. I always start at the welcome screen, even though I don't need to. With you guys in the world at the ruined two towers, trying to decide if you were going to just make your way to the city or if you were going to stop and nap there. And it was early evening, right?
I think it was midday.
Yeah.
No,
And then
maybe
you
a couple
faced a
hours
bunch of
before.
demons and did a bunch of looting. Facing the demons was quick. That would have took about a minute, but looting probably took, I don't know, maybe a half hour. So I'd say it's probably noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there. If you go straight up to the side of the river you're on, it would take you about an hour and a half to get up to the city. So you'd get there around 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there, 2 to 3 o'clock.
I'm confident in being able to do that.
The only person whose health is low is Kim's, but if someone wanted to just throw a heal at her, that would. Her health is 19.
I can.
Rowan.
Maybe the cleric. Maybe the cleric could do that, and then
I mean, technically you could do it and you would regain your murmur as you walk. Does she have a healing murmur? I believe so.
I'll do first aid on Bronwyn.
You can't. First aid is on yourself
First aid
only.
on yourself.
Oh,
First aid is
Wait,
self
I'm
heal.
gonna cast
Do
first
I
aid on
have
myself.
the
Then.
murmur heal?
Do you have first aid? Did you take first aid? Let's check your player sheet.
No, I only have shield.
Nope, you don't have first aid then.
well then I guess just let Anania do it.
She has
She's got.
yeah, she can
got-
do Ash, which will give her 1d6 plus knowledge, so 1d6 plus 4. And there's no point in even marking it off because even if she casts it twice,
It'll be filled by the time we get there.
it'll be filled by the time you get there. Yeah, unless you get interrupted somehow. So is she good for that?
Will you cast heal on Kim? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so roll. I would say she needs it at least twice if you're willing to do it because she is at 19 out of like 40. So roll 2d6.
Roll 2d6. 9, 5, and 4.
So 9 plus 8 is 17 health. So gain 17 health.
Thank you.
All right. So are you guys just gonna? You guys are just gonna head up there?
How's the charge gem situation looking?
McGrew used a few. I think that's it. He used like 1 or 2. You don't gain charge gems through walking though. But anyone who used murmurs, you just gain back 4 murmur charges.
Could he sit on the fairy cow and just charge his gems while?
Nope. You have to be standing. You have to be holding still to charge gems because you're pulling the energy from the nature around you. And from yourself as well, but it's like a mixture of both. It has to be a resting action. It can't be taken while mobile. Gesundheit. I mean, technically, if you had like a covered wagon that is designed to be lived in, then I would say yes, one person could not be part of the travel action in order to rest, but you don't have that.
In the icon. I know it's just an icon. I'm not saying, hey, we have that. I'm just asking, like, that Oregon Trail style covered.
Yeah,
wagon.
if you had one of those, but you don't have one of those. I just use that because it's
designed to be lived in. I'm just saying, like, there is a difference that you could sit like 3 or 4 people in one of those.
yeah, and you can get one that big.
Is there a chance that the town we're going to sells wagons?
You don't know because you're not been there yet. You're about to be there.
Also, I'm not sure financially that's a wise move to make.
Wagons are expensive.
Yeah,
so let's see. You guys just made it here to a new map. I'm just gonna put your wagon on it for now, unless you guys want to throw your characters on. You came in down here.
Hold on, I can't see anything because I can't find my mouse. Hello. Yes, there it is.
Did it escape?
Oh, this place is huge.
Yeah. It's big. So,
Bronwyn, is that where we're at?
Yep, you're down where Bronwyn is. So let me assume you asked somebody where the hell you are, and then I will read some information. So let's say you approach a guard or something. Doesn't really matter. I haven't placed the guards on the map yet, but there will be guards on the map. But you have reached the Elven City, which doesn't have a name yet. If someone wants to come up with a name for it, that would be nice.
Alestia.
A what?
Alestia?
I don't know how to spell that. You're going to have to spell it.
ELEST.
ELESTIA.
IA.
Okay, Alestia.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Alestia, the city of the elves, where the elves settled in other. So Alestia will have a shipping dock. Boats will make port there and sell their goods. Normal civilians can't really buy or trade there, but if you ever have a boat and you do larger shipments, that would be where you would go to do it. They buy at a lower mark of value, but they buy much larger quantities for much larger amounts of money. There is a sentry outpost. There's a traders guild, which has any type of shop you could ever imagine. You can go there to buy and sell goods. You could get basic enchantments done there if you have silver and money or more money. And you can also make request custom orders. Custom orders will take time, but you could request custom armor be made with special enchantments or effects, like armor that gives more defense but maybe less damage reduction, or armor that does what Crazy's armor does. It gives a little less defense, but it lets you be a little more stealthy. Stuff like that. It'll take time, but there are plenty of craftsmen there that could make custom orders. And then there's the Scholarly District, which is mostly temples, large schools, dorms, visiting scholars, where you would probably want to go to find somebody of intelligence.
Well, to start off, I think we should look for Messine, so we could sell this things.
Right, I forgot about
Yeah,
Mezzine.
from the Merchant Guild.
What did I? When did you guys learn about Mezzine?
In the town when we sold all of our spells, the noblemen
I have a
said
note.
didn't buy some of our
I have a
spells.
note on my person that says to find that guy.
So you
we
learned about him
from the
in
nobles.
Mountmend?
Yes.
I need to move Mountmend out to here. Let me see if I made a note about it. I do remember Mezzine, but let me see if I noted him.
My note says note to find Mezzine at River City.
My note includes buying magic at percentile 60. If
So-
he has money.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Mezzine will buy higher. Okay, so, right, I totally forgot about Mezzine. So I'm.
A large portion of money left for us.
How did we spell his name?
Mazin.
Oh, I spelled it
Mezzine.
with 2 C's because I thought that was what Niles spelled it, but I might be wrong. But yeah, no, it's pretty much the same. I just had 2 C's.
Okay, I put him in a place. I'm not telling you what that place is.
I didn't expect
Well, is there a merchant guild in the traders?
Yes, so
area?
yes, the
Traders
center.
Guild the merchant area.
So if you look at the map itself, the center building is the guild, and the little buildings around it are the various shops. There's a jeweler smith, a blacksmith, a leathers worker, herbalord. There's everything. Like in this city, it's over here in the traders guild.
Okay.
And then this.
Go ahead.
No.
Is there someone who could turn the skull into a helmet?
Yeah, that would be a custom item. So yeah, you would have to visit the Traders Guild. That would be a blacksmith or a leathers worker, depending if you wanted a heavy helmet or a medium helmet.
This down here where we're at. Any of these buildings a welcome or
So down here where you're at, you're by the Traders Outpost. So these little brown buildings that you'll find scattered around, those are basic inns. But otherwise, there's not really much there. There's a couple of towers and then the trading, which, like I said, that's mostly ships and stuff.
partake though.
If you want to investigate that area, you can, and then you might you might get more information.
I'm gonna go to this building and ask if there's anybody that can direct me to where I would find Mezzine.
Okay. Well, normally I would have made you roll a check, but you damn well picked the right one anyways. They'll tell you Mezzine is kind of a sleazy bit of trading, and he hangs out on the docks. So literally, he's there somewhere. You can find him. It would take you a minute or two. So you found Mezzine. He'll hang out at the docks. Do you want to actually look for Mezzine?
Yes.
Yes.
So then roll your intelligence, or roll your awareness. And now, are you from the Lake District, or was your wife from the Lake District? No, you guys are from Farming and Mountain, so you don't get a bonus.
Where's Mars from?
I don't know. I can't remember. But he's not here rolling dice, so he doesn't get a bonus. It's whoever asks the question rolls the dice. So I need McGrew to roll his awareness.
I got a 5 on a
You got a-
1d6.
You got a 5. You find him pretty quick. He's just hanging out on the dock, and he's like a greasy little feller. Kind of like you would expect not an evil wizard, but like a of lesser moral qualities wizard. And he will buy your stuff. He has currently 1,000 gold to work with, and he says that he can get another 1,000 gold in 3 days' time. So he'll buy 1,000 gold worth of product, and he will give you a good deal on it. I would say he would give you 60% of its total value
So
because he can turn it around right
how
away.
These are level 3 spells.
So their value is 300 gold. So if he'll give you 60%, that's about 180 gold per spell.
And how many spells do you have to sell, Brew? 3. I have one book for 500.
So that would be about 300 gold for that.
Yeah, that would be 300 gold.
So 3 times 180. Anyone got a calculator?
3 times 180, that would be
40, is it 46?
It's 5,400. So, or 540, sorry. And yours is worth, what did I say, about 300? So he'll give you 750 gold for the lot.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that sounds.
And then you guys need to put it on however you're going to split it. Put it on your sheets and mark off or delete those. They're gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now, I'm gonna pocket the 540.
I'm gonna pocket the ones I got from the book and just share it later. I'm gonna put it in my seed
Yep.
pocket.
That's fine. Just as long as it adds up to the number I just said that I can't remember now, split that and keep it. And then delete your spells.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else got anything else? Mezzine, I literally decided he was going to be slightly sleazy, so he was going to be at the docks, and then you just went to the docks and said, "Have you seen this guy?"
I picture a dude in like a trench coat with spells.
Yeah, you want to buy a spell? You want to buy a scroll? And he's almost flashing you. Yeah, it's basically what he is, because he has buyers. Like, he'll turn around and sell that full price or more. So you just made his day.
Can I go see if I can get the skull turned into a helmet?
Yes.
When
So
you say sleazy, I imagine him to have like oily hair that's like kind of chin length.
It's Severus Snape in a trench coat.
Oh my god! And he's not as taller as like, I guess,
Well,
handsome.
Book
Snape.
Severus Snape, not movie Severus Snape. Book Severus Snape was kind of hunchy and he had a long nose. Movement distance doesn't matter.
No, I just wanted to do.
So you would move over here, and we'll do crazies in a moment. So you want to go? Do you want to find a medium leather worker or a heavy metal worker?
If I do a metal one, I won't be able to wear it right away, right?
It's a helmet. Helmets don't have proficiency connected to it. It would just change what the outcome would be.
Plate. If it's plate, though, it would be a plate helmet.
But it won't. It still doesn't connect to proficiency.
Okay.
It counts as that.
I'll do leather.
So you're gonna go to the light armor. So Okay, so you're going to go to the Traders Guild. Let me spell your name for me because I can never remember.
BRONW. Wait, I can't even spell it. Oh my gosh. BRONWYN.
Okay, so you're dropping off a slightly damaged demon's skull.
Yes.
Dropping off a slightly damaged demon's skull, and you want a medium helmet. So a not too heavy helmet
Yes.
to be made into a medium helmet. Now, do you want him to attempt to add magical enchantment, or do you want him just to make the helmet and see what comes of the fact that it's demon? To do magical enchantment, it would be more expensive, and you would have to supply 10 tenths of silver, which you guys do have 10 tenths of silver if someone will give it to you, because I don't think you personally have 10 tenths of silver. I can't remember.
Did anyone come with her that has 10 tenths of silver?
Well, we're doing this as a you guys are spending the evening doing this, so she could come and ask you and then go.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm assuming this will all end with you guys at an inn until you rest to regain your health and your gems and everything.
Because it's of demon descent, could it still end up with something?
So you find a fairly well-off blacksmith because you would need one for this, or leather worker. And he says yes, because it's a demonic skull, it will have some effect. However, he also says that because it's a demonic skull, there's a very likely chance it'll be tainted with blood magic. Silver would help negate that. But it would be more expensive, and you would need 10 tenths of silver, which is 1 vial of silver.
Alright, I will give someone gold for their silver. Like, the actual, like, gold coin.
We'll tell them that, not me.
I buy silver off of one of you.
What's the value of 1 vial of silver?
I can't remember. I can look.
I'll just give you a vial of silver. I do want the vial back, though.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll return the vial. When you drop it off, you have the vial. So just if you're giving her 10 tenths of silver, just add an empty vial to your pocket and remove 10 tenths of silver. Okay.
Yes.
So now, before you do that though, if the helmet itself is going to be at least 100 gold. The enchantment, I would say another 50 because you supply the silver. So you need 150 gold.
I have it.
Oh, okay. Then mark off 150 gold. Crazy mark off 10 tenths of silver. It's going to take him 3 days because he's going to have to chip down the skulls. He's going to have to get the exact right shapes. It's complicated. So you'll have to return in 3 or more days. I made a note of it with enchantments, and I will come up with a magical item for you. It's going to take time. You won't get it this. You won't pass 3 days anyways. Okay, Crazy. I'm assuming you want to report.
Yes, that's
So
what I'm.
give me a report.
Yeah. So during can I have? I need a picture of the big fucking map. Where is the picture of the big map? There, I have the picture of the big map. Right. So, on the way from Mount Mend to the Mount Mend Outer Inn, we encountered 3 thieves that we later discovered had murdered someone at one of the shop.
Okay, the captain stops you there and hands you 50 gold. There was a bounty for 3 thieves for information on the thieves.
All right. Yes. We eliminated them, and then
Okay, so he stops you again. The bounty was only for the information. For 3 thieves, I assume you explained that it was 2 humans and a goblin and they were nothing special equipped with. So he's probably only going to offer you maybe another 10 gold per for eliminating them. He probably would have given you a little more if you had captured them, because then they could have questioned them. But so total of 70 gold for that.
What, 50 plus 30 is 80. No.
That's right. There you go. Just write it down. You know the right numbers.
Yeah. Yes. And then I would also like to report that in another ruin, the ruin on the crossroads between Mount Mend and the Elf City, and that ruin thing, the second ruin we went to,
Mhm.
we killed one goblin sorcerer who was performing some demonic summoning rituals and summoned some two demon things from this demonic book, and I showed
He
him.
he. Do you have the book? Oh, you
I
have the
do have
book.
the book. I do
Okay.
have the book. I also have some
So he will.
large.
If you give him the book, he will give you 100 gold because it was stolen from the college.
Yeah, that's perfect fun.
Okay. So remove the book. Add 100 gold.
Yes, so that's 100.
And for you said you killed the goblin necromancer. That was something
Yes.
demonic shit. That's at
Yeah,
least another 100 gold because that's like they thought a normal person had stole the book to try to sell it. They didn't actually expect someone to read from it.
yeah, no. Yeah, and he had summoned the demons, and I have some of the eggshells from them.
So
If that helps, I don't know.
he would tell you that if you took the eggshells to the college, they would probably buy them off of you just because it's something to study. It doesn't mean anything to the centuries.
Yeah, all right.
They don't
I
need
thank
proof
him.
that you did your deeds.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I thank him for information, and I also did I say that we killed 3 of the demon things that he summoned?
Yeah, so 3 demon things. And you tell him one was a big demon thing, right? No, the big demon thing never got
No,
summoned. 3 demon things, I would say 50 gold.
difficult. All right. So that's 330 gold. All right, and then yeah, I thank him and say that's it for my report.
He says he has bounties for offer if you're interested.
Yes, I would love to.
So he had 3 bounties, you just fulfilled 2 of them. He will also tell you of a bounty. There's old ruins in the city. Most of the old ruins are the previous college that had broken down several hundred years ago. Some of the old ruins, there are ghouls wandering about. He's offering 200 gold, plus you can keep any loot you find to any combat ready. Goes for sentries and non-sentries alike. Anyone who's willing to not just destroy the ghouls, but to find out why they are coming and stop them from coming.
All
Because
right.
they've destroyed them repeatedly and they just keep coming back.
So ghoul.
And you can see on the map, I believe I marked the old ruins.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
All right.
They're these literally ruined looking buildings.
Yeah, these ones. Yes.
And that's the only remaining bounty because the rest are
Yeah.
gone.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. No. That's what I have to share.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good report.
Please. Thank you. Someone else want to do something? Maybe Mars, you want to do something?
Can I?
I'm
go to the
assuming.
sentry outpost?
What?
Can I go to the sentry outpost?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
What do you want to do there?
Wanted to ask them if they knew anything about this scroll.
Oh.
Maybe we find somebody that could help us decipher.
So they would basically just tell you to go to the college. Like ancient languages mean nothing to the centuries. That would be down in the scholarly district. It's if you
I
look
assume
down,
they would tell me where to go.
yeah. The main college building, the scholarly district isn't. It's not really quote unquote mapped out. I just put a bunch of buildings there. They would say just go to the main college building, which would be like this big building here or something, and you will find most of these little buildings are just houses. Like only the districts are really important. You would definitely would find somebody there. Anyone else want to do something next?
I would like to when we get to the thing, the scholar. Are we going to go to the scholar thing?
We're already there.
Mars, is there something you want to do specific before they do that? Mars?
I'm just gonna go with Gracie.
Okay, so you're just gonna head down there. Okay. Let me pull up my paper.
I want to go sell the monstrosity eggshells.
So, for the monstrosity eggshells, they would probably send you to it would just be called demonic studies, and you'd find a wizened old, let's say a wizened old elf there, and he's like, oh, he'd find them fascinating. I mean, he's not going to offer you a large sum of money. He would say that he would take them. He'd probably offer you like 30 gold, which is a decent amount of money for the college because nobody has attempted to summon demonic creatures ever, and it looks like he didn't actually even manage to summon demonic creatures, but just some sort of almost demon monstrosity. But he would probably tell you that if you took them to an alchemist, they might offer you more as a potion reagent because they could be used to make anti-blood magic potions.
Is that 30 for each or 30 for all?
30 for all of it.
Can I sell him 2?
Why don't you price check? Go check what they would offer you at the alchemy area.
Right. Good thing.
Okay, so I mean the alchemy stations, or the alchemy place is right up there, about 20-minute walk. So if you go up and find an alchemist, the alchemist, how many shells did you take?
I took like 3.
Three like really good, decent pieces, and maybe some smaller ones. Okay, he would probably offer you 60 gold for the lot, 20 a piece.
All right. I would also like to ask him if I can buy, if he has any poison antidote things.
Poison antidotes. He could make you up some. They'd be ready tomorrow morning for 10 gold per.
Great, I'll take 6. And just
But
trade them.
for 15 gold, he would throw in an herb that will give you poison immunity for a short time after drinking the potion.
I will take 4 of them and just trade them.
Oh, he doesn't have enough for 4. He can make you
need
2 of
2,
those.
alright. I'll take 2 of those then for 30, and then take 30 gold coins for monstrosity.
Okay, so spell your name for me.
Jilford.
Is it J or G?
It's the swirly thing, not the line.
G.
It's G, not
not
J.
J.
All right, cool. I am very bad.
It's the
It seems to
swirly
be a
thing.
European thing. Like
Okay, Guilford, 2 potions of anti-poison and poison immunity. And these will be ready tomorrow. They won't take him too long to whip up. So you could just pick them up in the morning.
Yeah.
That'll be 30 gold. So you'd make 30 gold total.
Yes.
And some of those shells might actually even go into it, but he probably already has the herbs, so maybe not. He's kind of a wily little fella. Okay. So then I assume you go back to the disappointed old whiz elf who doesn't get any shells. But he's like, that's fine. The potions is a student, so he'll report some information. They just won't get as much information from them.
I will tell him that if he wants, I'll tell him the location of where we fought them if they want to go check the.
Oh, they'll go check that out, but that's not worth any money.
No, but I'll just tell him
Okay.
the information.
Cool. He's happy with that. He likes that. So then you guys are going to look for someone to your scroll.
Yeah, well, while Crazy's doing this, I'm just gonna be looking for.
Okay,
somebody.
so you are going to the crazy the old guy, the demonic studies guy. He'll tell you that you're going to need to talk to Ramsey. He's an elderly human wizard. He's a professor there as well. He's like not ancient languages, but like holy languages. He's part of the languages studies. And if you, I assume you go find him because he's just going to be somewhere in the building.
Right.
So he will take a look at your scroll. He's very interested in it. He wants to see the original already. Like there's no convincing for that. Like an angelic scroll is not been seen since the war, basically. Like it would have all been collected up by the demons and destroyed. So he wants to see the original. But he will tell you that he can't translate it, and nobody can translate it without a book. There's a specific lexicon that he would need, and there would be one in the city, but it's in the old ruins, and nobody has risked going down and getting it. So you would have to retrieve the book. He will go with you as long as you'll guarantee his safety. You have a sentry with you. You seem like, trustworthy people. You have languages of an angelic scroll you can't possibly have unless it's real. He'll go with you to find this book. And it's in the city, it's in the rooms.
If he mentions that, I'll gonna mention the bounty as well.
Yeah, he says that's fine if you have some extra business there, all the better.
I'd like to
He
just
won't
make sure that
help
he doesn't
you.
have to come up and find the book. We'll go get the book. He can stay here where it's safe, and then
There's going to be thousands of books, and you don't know what the book looks like, and he can't tell you what the book looks like. He needs a lexicon, not the lexicon. You know what I mean?
yeah, got it.
But he trusts you. He'll go with you. You'll keep him safe. You look like you could handle it. You got a wizardly fellow. You got a big, strong century turtle. You know what you're doing. You got someone with a nice tattoo, which doesn't sound as fascinating, but it's a very nice tattoo. He's good to go. It is getting late by this point, so he will tell you he needs at least his 12 hours of sleep. So he will meet you bright and early in the morning at 10.
Okay.
Uh,
Bright and early for a scholar.
well, very old scholar. And his name is Ramsey, if I didn't say that.
Ramsey, you did say.
Okay.
Gordon
It's one of the
Ramsay?
few things I wrote
I
down.
hope it's not Gordon Ramsay.
No, it's just Ramsey. He doesn't have a last name. He
Nice.
forgot.
He's too nice to be Gordon Ramsay.
No, he's a nice. He's a bit weird. I mean, he's studying ancient languages. He's old. He doesn't really, but it's fascinating. So he's being nice.
A little eccentric, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
So what else do you want to do? Do you want to attempt to investigate the ghouls before you go to bed, or do you want to just go to bed?
I
What
have
time
to
is it?
go in like 8
It-
minutes. So
It would, yeah, Crazy has to go early today. It would be early afternoon, or it would be late afternoon, sorry, or evening. Because you spent a lot of time, you put in a couple of orders, you had to run back and forth. It would be basically the end of the day. And Crazy has to
Bronwyn
leave in 8
could do-
minutes anyways.
Bronwyn could do for a stay at the inn anyway to finish
Yes.
the healing.
So, okay,
It'd be
so
good- it'd be good for everybody.
are you going to find a nice inn or an okay inn?
how much does a nice inn cost?
If you looked for it, yes, Miss McGrew?
We're rich.
Yeah.
That's
If
what
you
she said.
looked if you found an inn, say in the market district or the scholarly district, those would be nice inns. Basically anything on this side of the river. And they're going to be 10 gold a night per room. If you look for one, say where there's more people living around the Sentry outpost, around the shipping district, they're going to be cheaper, like 3 gold per room. Mechanically speaking, if you go to a nice inn, you just max out your health, regain all of your things, and you're done. If you go to a cheap inn, I'm gonna make Browin roll to see how much HP she gets back overnight.
I'm re-healed.
Oh, that brought you up to full?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter.
I didn't
I'm
know.
gonna go to it small.
And a nice inn also would give you the well-fed bonus for tomorrow, which I can't remember what is.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna take Anania to a nice inn, and we're gonna stay there.
If we
Okay.
get a well-fed bonus, I'll
Let me look up what it is to see if it's worth it. I know I wrote that down. I think it's just in. I think it's actually still in Maine. I don't think I've ever pulled that out. Resting. Armor magic. I might have pulled that out. Status effects. Well,
I don't know.
there is a bonus. I just don't remember what it is.
I'll hope it's good enough. I'll pay for a room with Jalric and
Okay.
a-
Where are you sleeping?
in a nice
I'm
inn.
a feral goblin. I'm
It doesn't
sleeping
matter.
in
They'll
a
let you in.
cow.
They'll let you in a nice inn.
I'm sleeping
Oh,
in
so you're just camping? Are you at full health?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's camping. She's paying nothing. The Anania and Badagast are staying at a nice inn. I'll figure out what that bonus is and note it on your chart for next time. Crazy, where are you staying?
Jalric, you wanna split the cost for a nice inn room?
Yeah, you can get it to. I mean, the nice inns, you can get 2 bedrooms and a seating area. Like they'd be separate rooms. They're nice inns.
Yeah, but
Okay,
would
so
that be for 10?
yeah, it'd still be 10. It'd still be
Oh.
a room. Like, have you ever seen a conjoined room hotel room?
Yeah, kind of. All right.
It would be like that. It's still nice. Like your bedrooms are gonna be small, but they're gonna be comfy, and then you'll have a little seating area.
Well, Jalric, would you like to split the cost of a nice room?
Yes.
Okay, so you two mark off 5 gold each, or however you split it.
Yeah.
Radagast 10 gold.
Sorry,
She's sleeping by the river, probably with the moose, because then you don't have to board them. And we're just gonna call it there. Everybody max health, regain your gems, regain your anything you're missing.
All right. I would also like to add everyone add 130 gold, please.
And everyone add 130 gold. That almost pays for your helmet, which I'm gonna have to figure out what is. And I will find that there is. I know there's a rested bonus.
Yes.
Or there's a meal bonus. I mean, I just can't remember what it is. Did I put that in items with the meal itself?
Hey, did you adjust our HP?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
All right.
A
How much
meal.
did you say, Crazy?
130.
I don't remember how to not check these. Control Alt.
5?
Oh,
Oh,
shift 5.
shift 5, actually.
All right. I'm gonna have to go now, guys.
All right.
Talk
Okay.
to y'all later.
See you later, bub.
Yes, you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're done.
The bonus, by the way, is it gives you a -1 on all combat rolls,
Oh.
and
Nice.
makes if you have a tier 2 proficiency, it makes your -1 that you would naturally have a -2
Okay.
because you get a nice meal. Like you wake up really, So basically, it just makes it so you can't roll ones. It's helpful. So for any combat you do the following day within the campaign, you can't roll a 1, which is good because you will be doing combat.
Right. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Yep. And you don't get that at a nice inn or at a cheap inn. You just get rested. You can also get that on the fly too, if you prepare actual meals, but they rot after 3 days.
Right.
I'm chilling outside with my crows.
Yeah, you don't get a -1 on all combat rolls. We have to remember that. She didn't stay at a nice inn. She's just sleeping by the river like a vagabond.
Is there a place in the sheet that I could maybe write a buff?
I would just put it right below your main stat block. Just put well fed, -1 to combat rolls. And I'll mark it on Crazy's as well because he's already left.
Underneath the first box.
I thought it was so funny. He bought himself some healing, some anti-poison potions.
You announced to him that you were literally trying to poison him.
Well, yeah, because it works, and I want him to know it. I want him to. I mean, that's clever. He delivered them anti-demonic reagents, and then requested some anti-poison potions.
I can't wait to see that.
Crazy's a veteran D&D player. Like he knows how to play this game. And while it's not D&D, it's
still a game about thought and
Yeah, it's smart. Because I'm gonna give him, I would say maybe 5 rounds of poison resistance for each potion. So it's gonna be really helpful. I put fell rested instead of well rested, but there.
How does the poison end?
And it would also end poison if he is poisoned.
How does poison naturally end?
It ends 2 turns after the last time you were hit with a poison attack.
Okay, so if you get hit with a poison, and nothing ever happens again. 2 turns later.
Yeah,
So
you
you're
take.
gonna take 2 turns of damage.
Yep, exactly. And then each time you get hit after that, you automatically take a poison damage when you get hit, and then take another poison damage on your turn. So poison is pretty bad.
So it resets the timer.
And it resets the timer, yes.
Yeah.
So like he gets hit with it, you don't automatically take the damage the first time you hit with it if you're not poisoned, only if you are poisoned. So if he gets hit with it on his turn, he'll take 1 pulse of damage, he can chug the potion, and then because he paid extra, he's gonna have 5 turns where he can't even be re-hit, and it'll cure his poison. And I gave him 2 of those. It was a good deal.
So say for instance we were fighting those things again, he took that. Would that prevent any damage whatsoever from a spit attack, or would there still be like some chemical burn?
For him, yes, because his damage reduction is so high, they could never beat it. Oh,
Right.
but for someone else with that like Kim's damage reduction, I think is now 7, which is still pretty good. But there's a chance they could beat a 7. His is I nerfed his today, by the way. You weren't here for that, but even nerfed, his damage reduction is still 17.
Wow.
So he could definitely beat it. Basically, his damage reduction before that was 22, but I made it so the max damage reduction you can get from armor is 66 plus 6. Whereas he was getting 66 plus 11. Which nerfed him by 5 damage reduction. But their spit attack, like if you fought a really high level ghoul, it might be able to beat 17 on spit attack, and then you would take the attack damage, but you still wouldn't be poisoned if you had the potion in him.
You haven't sent my crow out in 2 games.
Actually, it's it's not a new day. You'll get it at the start of next go. When you wake up, he'll have found you something. You don't get it based on the amount of time outside of the campaign that has passed. You get it based on he'll find you a present every day or so in the campaign. So it doesn't matter how long it takes. Though it could be five different play sessions, but if a full day doesn't pass, he's not going to find you nothing. And I don't send him out. He just does it. That's his.
So how do you do that though? Like, do you?
I have a list and I roll dice.
That's what I thought. I thought you would roll the dice to see if the bird goes out today or not, and if it's a certain dice,
And
it does.
It's more or less not if the bird goes out. There are some null returns, but it's what does he bring her that morning.
So it's a daily thing, but it's just he doesn't always make it. He doesn't always actually find anything.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
she hit. Let's see. I put that in my.
So that vial that he found, was that like a pretty good roll?
No. I mean, there's not anything amazing on there. And vial is better than just a cork or just a vial with no cork.
That's what I was trying to ask. Was
So
like, 'cause I didn't imagine he'd find anything spectacular, but like
better.
That's useful. That's awesome.
It's a crow, so like anything shiny is treasure to him.
It's called Duck's List. So there's not that many things on it right now. He can bring back money if you get super lucky, but most of the things are like a vial cork, a vial but no cork, an empty potion bottle, some herbs, and I'll eventually add more stuff to it as I think of more things. And there's more stuff on there. I just don't want to spoil it all. But yeah. And any pet with the technically right now it's Duck's List is what the file is called on my system, but any pet with the finds item thing would roll from the same list. There's some the crow's name is Duck. It has a real name. It's just when it found her when she was quite young, and she named it Duck because she didn't speak very well. She still doesn't speak very well, though. She picked intelligence as her increased points, so when she leveled up, she studied. And I like to think that means she studied from one of you guys, like on the road. She's just like, "Hey, can you help me? I'm not too smart." So she boosted her intelligence.
You teach me English.
You teach me English real good. Well, technically, you would be teaching her common, which would, yeah, be